In this enlightening video, we delve into the fascinating world of invisible influence. We'll explore how unseen forces, from social pressure to scarcity, unconsciously shape our decisions and life experiences. This knowledge can offer you a powerful new perspective, helping you understand your actions better, and even empowering you to make more informed decisions. So, why wait? Hit the subscribe button now and begin this journey of self-discovery. Remember, every bit of knowledge has the power to transform your life. Stay strong, watch till the end, and let's uncover these hidden forces together. Lesson 1. Cultural conditioning. Cultural conditioning plays a significant role in shaping our perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors. From the moment we are born, we are immersed in a cultural environment that influences our understanding of the world. Our family, community, education, media, and societal norms all contribute to this process. Let's dive deeper into the concept of cultural conditioning with an example. Imagine a child growing up in a society where punctuality is highly valued. From a young age, they are taught the importance of being on time and the consequences of tardiness. This cultural emphasis on punctuality becomes deeply ingrained in their mindset, and they develop a strong belief that being late is disrespectful and irresponsible. Now, fast forward a few years. This child, now a teenager, moves to a different country where the perception of time is more relaxed. People in this new environment prioritize flexibility and may not place as much emphasis on punctuality. As the teenager adjusts to this new culture, they might find it challenging to adapt their deeply ingrained beliefs about punctuality. In this example, cultural conditioning has influenced the teenager's perception of time and punctuality. Their beliefs and behaviors were shaped by the cultural norms they were exposed to during their upbringing. This conditioning can be so powerful that it becomes an unconscious influence on their choices and actions. It's important to recognize that cultural conditioning is not inherently negative. It helps us navigate social interactions and understand the world around us. However, it's crucial to be aware of its influence and evaluate whether certain beliefs or behaviors are serving us in a positive way. By understanding cultural conditioning, we gain the ability to question and critically analyze our own beliefs and biases. We can begin to separate our personal values from those imposed by society, allowing for personal growth and a broader perspective. To break free from the limitations of cultural conditioning, we can engage in activities that expose us to different cultures and perspectives. This might involve traveling to new places, reading diverse literature, or engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds. By expanding our exposure, we can challenge our preconceived notions and develop a more inclusive worldview. Lesson 2. Social pressure and groupthink. Social pressure and groupthink are powerful invisible influences that shape our reality in profound ways. As social beings, we have an inherent desire to belong and be accepted by others. This desire often leads us to conform to the opinions, beliefs, and behaviors of the group we associate with, sometimes at the expense of our own individuality and critical thinking. A classic example of social pressure can be observed in the Asch conformity experiments conducted by psychologist Solomon Asch in the 1950s. In these experiments, participants were shown a line and asked to compare it with 3 other lines of different lengths. However, unbeknownst to the participant, everyone else in the experiment was a confederate instructed to give incorrect answers. The real participant, being the last one to respond, faced a dilemma: conform to the group's incorrect answer or trust their own judgment. The results of these experiments were astonishing. Despite the obvious correctness of their own assessment, participants conformed to the group's incorrect answer in approximately 37% of the trials. This demonstrated the immense influence of social pressure on individuals, as they were willing to disregard their own perception in order to avoid standing out or being seen as deviant. Groupthink is another aspect of social pressure that can significantly impact our reality. Groupthink occurs when a group of people prioritize consensus and harmony over critical thinking and individual opinions. This phenomenon often leads to flawed decision-making and the suppression of dissenting viewpoints. One infamous example of groupthink is the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster in 1986. Prior to the Challenger launch, concerns were raised by engineers about the unusually cold weather conditions and the potential failure of O-rings, which were crucial components of the shuttle's booster rockets. However, due to the pressure to maintain the launch schedule and the desire for consensus, these concerns were dismissed by NASA officials. Tragically, the Challenger exploded shortly after liftoff, resulting in the loss of all 7 crew members. This devastating event serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of groupthink and the consequences it can have when critical voices are silenced in favor of maintaining harmony within a group. In our daily lives, we often encounter various forms of social pressure and groupthink. It can be as simple as conforming to the fashion trends dictated by our peers or adopting certain beliefs and ideologies without questioning their validity. Many times, we choose to align ourselves with the popular opinion to avoid conflict or to fit in, even if it goes against our own values or intuition. Understanding the influence of social pressure and groupthink is essential for maintaining our individuality and making informed decisions. It requires us to cultivate self-awareness, critical thinking, and the courage to express our authentic opinions, even in the face of opposition. By recognizing these invisible influences, we can break free from the chains of conformity and make choices that align with our true selves. We can avoid blindly following the crowd and instead engage in thoughtful discourse, valuing diverse perspectives and encouraging independent thought. In conclusion, social pressure and groupthink are powerful hidden forces that shape our reality. They can lead us to conform to the opinions and behaviors of the group, often at the expense of our own individuality and critical thinking. By understanding these influences and cultivating self-awareness, we can navigate our lives with greater authenticity and make choices that align with our true values. Let us embrace the power of individuality and encourage open dialogue, so that we can create a society that values diverse perspectives and fosters independent thought. Stay strong, keep questioning, and never be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Lesson 3. The Halo Effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias that influences our perception of others based on a single outstanding characteristic. This bias often leads us to make assumptions about a person's overall qualities, such as intelligence, competence, and morality, solely based on one positive attribute. It can cloud our judgment and affect how we interact with others. To better understand the halo effect, let's consider an example. Imagine you are in a job interview and the candidate walks in. They are impeccably dressed, exuding confidence and charisma. Instantly, you are captivated by their appearance and demeanor. You may unconsciously assume that this person possesses a wide range of positive traits, such as intelligence, leadership ability, and reliability. This initial positive impression creates a halo around the candidate, influencing your overall perception of them. However, it is crucial to recognize that the halo effect can lead to biased judgments. Just because someone appears confident and well-dressed does not necessarily mean they possess the skills or qualities required for the job. By relying solely on this initial impression, you might overlook other essential factors, such as their experience, qualifications, or compatibility with the company culture. Moreover, the halo effect can extend beyond the workplace and affect our personal relationships. For instance, imagine meeting someone who is physically attractive. Research suggests that individuals perceived as physically attractive are often associated with positive traits such as kindness, intelligence, and success. This bias can lead us to overlook potential red flags or flaws in the person's character, solely based on their physical appearance. The halo effect can have far-reaching consequences in various aspects of our lives, including social interactions, hiring decisions, and even romantic relationships. Recognizing this bias is crucial for making unbiased judgments and avoiding potential pitfalls. To combat the halo effect, it is essential to consciously challenge our initial impressions and dig deeper. Instead of relying solely on one outstanding characteristic, we should gather more information and evaluate individuals based on a comprehensive set of criteria. This approach allows us to form a more accurate and well-rounded perception of others, leading to fairer judgments and better decision-making. In conclusion, the halo effect demonstrates how a single outstanding characteristic can shape our perception of others. By understanding this cognitive bias, we can become more aware of our own biases and strive for more balanced judgments. Remember, appearances can be deceiving, and it is important to look beyond the halo to truly understand the qualities and abilities of individuals. So, the next time you find yourself making assumptions solely based on one positive attribute, take a step back, gather more information, and challenge your initial impressions. By doing so, you can overcome the influence of the halo effect and make more informed and unbiased decisions in both personal and professional settings. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated with more insightful content. Remember, knowledge is power, and by expanding our understanding of the invisible influences that shape our reality, we can navigate life with greater awareness and make more conscious choices. Stay strong, and I encourage you to watch until the end to uncover more hidden forces that impact our lives. Lesson number 4, Anchoring Bias. Anchoring bias is a cognitive bias that influences our decision-making process. It occurs when we rely too heavily on an initial piece of information, known as the anchor, when making subsequent judgments or estimates. This bias can be both subtle and powerful, shaping our perceptions and leading us to make choices that may not align with rational thinking. To understand how anchoring bias works, let's consider a scenario. Imagine you are shopping for a new smartphone. As you browse through various options, you come across two models, Model A priced at $800 and Model B priced at $1,200. The salesperson informs you that Model B has advanced features and a superior camera. However, you're not entirely convinced that the extra features are worth the additional $400. Now, let's introduce anchoring bias into the equation. Before showing you the models, the salesperson mentions that the original price of Model B was $2,000, but it's currently on sale for $1,200. The initial price of $2,000 serves as the anchor for your decision-making process. Due to anchoring bias, you might find yourself perceiving Model B as a great deal, even though you initially had doubts about its value. The $2,000 anchor creates a psychological contrast, making the discounted price of $1,200 appear significantly more attractive. As a result, you might be inclined to choose Model B simply because it seems like a bargain compared to its original price, rather than evaluating the features and benefits objectively. Anchoring bias is not limited to purchasing decisions. It can also influence negotiations, salary discussions, and even personal relationships. For instance, during a salary negotiation, the first offer made by the employer often serves as an anchor that can influence subsequent negotiations. If the initial offer is low, it may anchor the discussion towards a lower salary range, causing the employee to settle for less than they are worth. In the realm of personal relationships, anchoring bias can manifest in various ways. Consider a situation where a friend asks you for a favor. If they initially ask for a significant favor, such as borrowing a large sum of money, subsequent requests for smaller favors might seem more reasonable in comparison. The initial anchor of the large favor can make subsequent requests appear more manageable, leading you to agree to things you may not have otherwise. Understanding anchoring bias is crucial because it allows us to recognize when our decision-making process might be influenced by initial information. By being aware of this bias, we can take steps to mitigate its impact and make more rational choices. To overcome anchoring bias, it is important to consciously question and evaluate the information presented to us. In the smartphone example, instead of solely relying on the anchor of the original price, take the time to assess the features, compare prices with other models, and consider your personal needs and budget. By consciously challenging the anchor, you can make a more informed decision that aligns with your preferences and requirements. This practice of actively questioning and examining information can be applied to various aspects of life, enabling us to overcome biases and make choices that are more rational and beneficial for ourselves. In conclusion, anchoring bias is a powerful psychological force that can shape our decisions and perceptions. By understanding this bias and actively questioning the initial information that anchors our thoughts, we can make more informed and rational choices. Whether it's in purchasing decisions, negotiations, or personal relationships, being aware of anchoring bias empowers us to navigate through life with a clearer and more objective mindset. So, remember to stay vigilant, challenge the anchors, and make decisions based on a thorough evaluation of all relevant factors. Lesson number 5, the power of expectations. The power of expectations is a fascinating phenomenon that significantly influences our experiences, emotions, and overall realities. Our expectations shape how we perceive and interpret the world around us, often leading to self-fulfilling prophecies. Understanding this hidden force can provide valuable insights into how we can harness its power to create more positive outcomes in our lives. Imagine you are invited to a dinner party. You have heard amazing reviews about the host's culinary skills, and your expectations are sky high. As you arrive at the party, you enter with a sense of excitement, eagerly anticipating a fantastic culinary experience. The aroma drifting from the kitchen only adds to your anticipation, heightening your expectations even further. When the food is finally served, you take your first bite. The flavors explode on your taste buds, and you find yourself thoroughly enjoying every mouthful. The dishes, which may have been ordinary under different circumstances, are transformed into exquisite masterpieces in your mind. Your positive expectations have influenced your perception of the food, enhancing your dining experience. On the other hand, let's consider a different scenario. You attend a concert by an artist you were unfamiliar with until recently. You had heard mixed reviews about their performances, with some praising their talent and others criticizing their lackluster stage presence. As you take your seat in the audience, your expectations are uncertain, neither overly positive nor negative. The artist takes the stage, and their performance begins. You find yourself nitpicking every flaw, noticing small imperfections that might have gone unnoticed otherwise. You feel slightly disappointed, believing that the concert falls short of your expectations. However, it is essential to acknowledge that your expectations played a significant role in shaping your perception of the performance. Had you entered with more positive expectations, you might have noticed the artist's strengths and enjoyed the concert despite minor flaws. In both examples, our expectations influenced how we experienced and interpreted the situations. This phenomenon is known as the power of expectations. Our minds create a filter through which we perceive the world, and this filter is heavily influenced by what we expect to happen. The power of expectations extends beyond specific events or experiences. It can also impact our relationships, performance in various domains, and even our overall well-being. For instance, if we hold negative expectations about our abilities, we may undermine our own potential, leading to self-doubt and decreased performance. Conversely, positive expectations can boost our confidence, motivation, and ultimately lead to improved outcomes. Recognizing the influence of expectations is the first step towards harnessing their power. By becoming aware of our own expectations, we can consciously shape them to create more positive outcomes. For instance, if we find ourselves expecting the worst in a certain situation, we can challenge those negative expectations and replace them with more optimistic ones. This shift in mindset can open up new possibilities and transform our experiences. Moreover, understanding the power of expectations allows us to approach others with empathy and compassion. People's behaviors and actions are often influenced by the expectations placed upon them. By having more positive expectations of others, we can create a supportive and nurturing environment that encourages growth and success. Lesson number 6 from our list of invisible influences is the scarcity principle. This principle suggests that people tend to place a higher value on an object or resource that is perceived as scarce, while undervaluing those that are abundant. Understanding the scarcity principle can help us recognize how our perception of scarcity can impact our decisions and behaviors. To illustrate this principle, let's consider the example of a limited edition designer handbag. Imagine that a renowned fashion house releases a new collection, and within that collection, they create a limited number of a particular handbag design. The scarcity of this handbag immediately creates a sense of exclusivity and desire among fashion enthusiasts. Now, let's imagine 2 scenarios. In the first scenario, the handbag is readily available in stores, and anyone can purchase it without any difficulty. In the second scenario, the handbag is extremely limited in quantity, with only a few pieces available worldwide. In both cases, the handbag is of the same quality and design. The only difference lies in its perceived scarcity. In the first scenario, where the handbag is easily accessible, individuals may not feel a strong sense of urgency to purchase it. They may even hesitate or delay their decision, knowing that they can always buy it later if they change their minds. However, in the second scenario, where the handbag is scarce, people are more likely to experience a fear of missing out, FOMO, and feel compelled to purchase it immediately. The limited availability creates a sense of urgency and increases the perceived value of the handbag, leading people to act quickly to secure one for themselves. This phenomenon is not limited to luxury goods. Scarcity can influence our decision-making in various aspects of life, such as limited time offers, exclusive memberships, or even the availability of time itself. For example, imagine a restaurant that offers a special, limited-time menu item. The scarcity of this item creates a sense of novelty and excitement, enticing customers to try it before it's no longer available. Similarly, when booking a vacation, the fear of missing out on a discounted price or limited availability of hotel rooms can push us to make decisions quickly, sometimes without thoroughly considering other options. Marketers and advertisers are well aware of the power of scarcity. By creating a perception of limited availability, they can increase demand and drive sales. Limited time sales, flash deals, and phrases like "while supplies last" or "limited stock" are commonly used tactics to tap into the scarcity principle. These tactics create a sense of urgency and the fear of missing out, ultimately influencing consumer behavior. Understanding the scarcity principle can empower us to make more informed decisions. By recognizing when our perception of scarcity is influencing our choices, we can take a step back, assess the situation objectively, and consider alternative options. We can also be mindful of how scarcity is used as a marketing strategy and question whether our desires are genuine or influenced by the fear of missing out. In conclusion, the scarcity principle demonstrates how our perception of scarcity can impact our decision-making and behaviors. Whether it's a limited edition handbag, a special menu item, or a time-limited offer, scarcity creates a sense of exclusivity and urgency, leading us to assign higher value to what is perceived as scarce. By being aware of this principle, we can make more conscious choices and avoid being solely driven by the fear of missing out. So, keep this in mind and stay mindful of the invisible influence of scarcity in your daily life. Lesson number 7, the law of the mirror. The law of the mirror is a powerful psychological principle that suggests we attract what we reflect. Essentially, it emphasizes the idea that our internal state, thoughts, and emotions are mirrored back to us in the external world. In other words, the energy we emit determines the energy we receive. This principle highlights the significance of positivity, self-belief, and the law of attraction in shaping our reality. To better understand this concept, let's consider an example. Imagine two individuals, Alex and Sarah, who are both on a quest to find love. Alex constantly radiates negativity, harboring self-doubt, and projecting a pessimistic outlook. He believes that finding love is impossible and that he is destined to be alone. As a result, Alex unknowingly repels potential partners, as his negative energy creates a barrier between him and others. Despite his desire for love, Alex's internal state is reflected in his external reality, leading to disappointment and further reinforcing his negative beliefs. On the other hand, we have Sarah, who embodies a positive and confident attitude. She deeply believes in the power of love and radiates warmth and compassion. Sarah actively engages in self-love practices and maintains an optimistic outlook, trusting that the right person will come into her life when the time is right. Sarah's positive energy acts as a magnet, attracting individuals who resonate with her vibrant aura. Consequently, Sarah experiences meaningful connections and finds love more easily, as her internal state aligns with her external reality. This example illustrates how the law of the mirror operates in our lives. It shows that our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have a profound impact on the outcomes we attract. If we constantly dwell in negativity, doubt, and fear, we unknowingly create a self-fulfilling prophecy of negativity. Conversely, when we cultivate positivity, self-belief, and a sense of abundance, we open ourselves up to a world of opportunities and positive experiences. Understanding the law of the mirror can be transformative. It encourages us to take responsibility for our thoughts, emotions, and energy, recognizing that we have the power to shape our reality. By consciously choosing to radiate love, joy, and positivity, we can create a ripple effect that not only enhances our own lives but also influences those around us. Applying this principle requires self-awareness and the willingness to engage in inner work. It involves identifying any negative patterns or limiting beliefs that may be holding us back, and actively working to shift our mindset towards a more positive and empowering perspective. This might involve practicing gratitude, affirmations, visualization, or surrounding ourselves with supportive and like-minded individuals. By embracing the law of the mirror, we can cultivate a more fulfilling and harmonious life. We become active participants in our own reality, rather than being mere victims of circumstance. As we align our internal state with the energy we wish to attract, we tap into the limitless potential within ourselves and manifest a reality that is abundant, joyful, and in alignment with our deepest desires.